Hello guys, this is the last chance to be in touch with me to be part and enroll with the MDP Mediumship Development Program. I'm going to be starting that at the beginning of April, on the first Saturday of April, so I'm going to really get that going. There's going to be at least 15 weeks involved. It's going to cover a lot, so I have the 15 weeks introduction as well, connected to that, where we're going to talk about a lot of things. It's going to help you understand more about yourself, and having that special relationship with your inner being, and knowing that it is important to deal and address the problems within your life in order to have a constructive, more wonderful, getting the best out of your mediumship to work with people who need that help. Because at the end of the day, they are trusting in people like us to help them through their problems, not deal with their problems, but help them through. We connect with spirit to give them messages of reassurance that their loved ones are living in the spirit realms. It talks about a lot of stuff, and it delves into the deep meaning of being responsible about what we say and what we do, our actions and our words. In the first week, we are going to be talking about the history of spiritualism. I'm then going to talk about what I went through to experience spiritualism in itself. Back in the United Kingdom, there's a lot to offer with regard to spiritualist centres and churches that give you a multiple amount of mediums to choose from. That you can go to certain places weekly. One Sunday you could go to one place, and the next Sunday you could go to another. And it is important that we recognise that that's built up through the communities, that commitment over there for spiritualism and spiritualists, is that it's taken them years to open that type of environment. So we talk about the history and what it entails. For me, it entails being a spiritual person or a spiritualist means that we are going to try and be consistent in our life, to be good people, to love one another. And if we break that trust with someone, it's up to us to work on that. And to be a good, effective worker and healer and messenger, we must work on our own self, deal and address the problems. And that is why the course entails a little bit of counselling for the students to say, yeah, I need to work on this, and this is what's going to make me stronger in this situation with regard to my practices in work. So week 1 will involve the history of spiritualism, and week 2 is going to involve psychic mediumship development. So we're going to talk about the course itself and how long we think within ourselves we're going to have the confidence to stand up there and give inspirational messages of love, hope, healing, and getting people their lives back, which means they have their life. It's just giving them the confidence back and the self-awareness that we are capable of reaching our high goals if we have that strength and belief in ourselves. Some people don't have that, so we've got to give it back, not give it them back, they have it within. It is helping them, guiding them to find it and grab hold of it and nurture it, and get it into the head and not allow other people to break them again. We have to stand strong. We can be broken a little bit and feel like really low in the dumps one day because of someone hurting us. And that's through being hurt and let down, through all of different relationships, through friendship, through families, through a relationship with a partner, through a colleague. It all happens to us for a reason. When we do the mediumship throughout that training, it's going to involve us working and communicating with people. Our gut and our empathic nature will know within ourselves how to say things respectively, a boundary of how much we're going to tell that person as the messenger, because it might be a very vulnerable, very delicate situation, and sometimes we need to take that person away from the congregation and speak to them at the end privately, because it's not for everyone else's ears. We know what to say and we don't know what to, and we know what to say in an appropriate way, and we have to understand that certain things aren't good to say because they're very delicate and private, and the person may be a vulnerable soul that we need to help and guide through their journey. We also need to accept, as well, as I'm going to teach in this course, because this is a taster of what you're going to be learning, the in-depth curriculum that I'm going to be teaching, the fact that it's going to be something you're going to have to accept, that you say the wrong thing as well from time to time, and that's okay because we're human, and it's essential for you to say the wrong thing because you've got to learn from that, and it makes you more humble. And if it makes you humble, you've learned the lesson, and we've just carefully be guided by our ancestors and our spirit guides to say what they feel is right. Instead, we can interpret it in our own way, but we say it in the words and in the caring way that we should. Sometimes it needs tough messages to people, but other times it doesn't. It depends on the person we're talking to, depends on their personality and where they are at in their life. And we wouldn't get to know them as the medium to the client. And if they are in a stage where they're very vulnerable, we're not going to give them a tough message. We're going to give them a very comforting, light message that's going to help them. And as they go on to have messages from us, we learn and get to know our clients and what they can handle. But in time, that same person in, say, 2 or 3 months will be strong enough for a tougher message from the world of spirit, because their personality, their strength has changed over time because you gave them that inspiration. Week 3 will involve divination tools. Week 4, dream interpretation. Week 5, spirit guides and ancestors. And then we move on to module 2 of week 6 to week 10, where week 6 will involve discernment on its own. Week 7, discipline and the dangers of psychic mediumship, the do's and don'ts. It's not always good for us. We do tend to drain ourselves. We're like taking that energy of negative information, and it holds within our mind and in our heart. And that is when we need to take the cleansing process. We need to do things that free us from that, to protect us through meditation. And sometimes it needs a little bit more than meditation, if you know what I mean. Then week 5, spirit guides. Spirit guides and ancestors. Week 7, discipline and the dangers of psychic mediumship, as I've already said. Week 8, symbols. And many times in my Reiki work when I teach people, even at the Reiki Master Teacher level of level 3 to level 4, I know that the symbols are absolutely essential in our journey. We use it for our intention, and I've noticed a lot of people grow in their spiritual development with the symbols. So I will go through that, what we could use for protection symbols, what we could use to summon spirit, what we could use to connect to spirit. They can summon them, but can we connect to them? So we've got different ways of doing that. Week 9, working with the aura. We work with colours, we work with the energy centres, we work with the chakra energy centres, and we know how to cleanse and be rid of those things that we need to work on within ourselves. You can hear a collection of so many birds in the back right now. Beautiful. Week 10, the clairvoyance and clairsentience. So we're going to talk about the two, what they mean, how different they are. And obviously the clairaudient side, clairaudient, clairvoyance, clairsentience is all important in that journey. So we're going to talk about that. And module 3 we move in, and it's another 5 weeks left, where we're going to be going from week 11 to week 15. And week 11 talks about the clairvoyance and psychometry side, where we're going to link the two together. Week 12, mediumship readings / a practical demonstration with teacher, me, Michael, to the student. So I'm going to do a practical demonstration with you. And then week 13, it's going to be reversed, where it's going to be the mediumship readings practical demonstration, where you'll demonstrate to me, student to Michael. And week 14 is the meditation and development, or developing mediumship. So we're going to go into more meditation, but we're going to work amongst each other. Week 15 is going to involve circle meditation / demonstration of mediumship together as a group, and practice on each other exercises. So after the 15 weeks is over, I'm going to want journal, I'm going to want your notes, I'm going to want what you feel in a one-to-one conversation, so I can take notes down, so I can talk to you and kind of interview you on recapping and reflecting on what you've already done in the course, and I can take ideas. Throughout the whole course there'll be worksheets emailed to you. There's also going to be I'm going to need you to print those out throughout the week, and I'm talking to you guys as if you are involved in it already, so that you can know exactly how to work it. We discussed the fee. I will send you the information. The whole introduction is here for to move straight through to the email for you to read, and you take a printout of that. There is information on passing on the exam, questions, worksheets, quizzes, and so much more. But that's all in the introduction here, where I send it through to email. I've practically typed it up, and I have the information that I need to read out to you. Remembering that this is a commitment, but if you're ready for it, you'll take the position of walking the next couple of steps in your journey, because if you're ready, it's because Spirit want you to be ready, not because I say that you're ready. It's because the spirit energy, your soul, your spirit is ready to transition to the next level. So be in touch with me, mike.reedy25@gmail.com, and if you want to join the course, you have a couple more weeks until I'm ready with the manual. I'm going to have 2 and 3 weeks worth of the manual ready, where I'm going to send you the first couple of weeks in email and all the various relevant information regarding the fee, payment plans, and also discussing with me about other curriculum that you may need and books that will involve us doing a reading session together online. So don't worry about the communication side, it's all through the email. I'm going to leave my email at the bottom if you wish to contact me. Please do think about this journey, because I'm offering 15 weeks of jam-packed experiences for you, and I'm sure that you will develop and life change will be fast, and your mindset on connecting to spirit and finally using your ability to help people. So many blessings, and I look forward to hearing from you for the Mediumship Development course.